Uh, I get over that one. I get too bogged down in that take. I've made it 1,000 times. It's honestly getting a little stale. And this time next year, we won't have it. This time next year, we will not have it. This time next year, we will have all 16 SEC member schools ranked 1 through 16 in strength of schedule. 1 through 16. And then maybe USC, because apparently they got the shit into the stick in the Big Ten in 2026. Everybody else is going to be all right. So there's that. Let's talk about Oklahoma's win. Oklahoma beats Missouri 17-6. Make sure you're in that thumbs up button. 17-6. We knew that one was going to be really, really sloppy. I don't think anybody knew it was going to be that sloppy. That was as sloppy gets. There were 600 yards of total, fewer than 600 yards of total offense in this football game. I think it was around 575 total yards of offense. These football teams were 9 for 31 on third down. There was 135 yards of total penalties, and quarterbacks completed 51% of their passes for 6 yards a catch. That was some poop. That was some poop to watch. It was not a great watch. We all know that. I would imagine the TV ratings would alleviate that, or at least describe that fact that it was not all that fun to watch. But I want to talk about Oklahoma here. I want to talk about Oklahoma here because, in my opinion, Oklahoma is already scary, and I don't even think they're in their window. I really don't. Guys, they've been playing like this defensively for the last, month without R. Mason Thomas, arguably their best defensive player, certainly their best box player. Now, you can make arguments for whoever you want on that roster, but I think Oklahoma Sooner fans will let you know that R. Mason Thomas is their best line of scrimmage player. I would argue he's a top 4, havoc wreaker in this conference when healthy. So they haven't even been doing this against great football teams with their best player, arguably, and that's even more scary. And we all figured, even with, Missouri playing Pribula, that it was going to have to be a Ahmad Hardy game. Like, if you're going to win this football game, Ahmad Hardy's going to have to rush for 170 yards, and we all kind of figured he wouldn't. Now, there was an outside chance that somebody that individually talented as Ahmad Hardy was going to be able to go out against that Oklahoma defense and make something shake, because they have given up 130 yards of rushing in, I think, 3 of their 11 football games at this point this season. So they're a top 5 rushing football team, but it's 3 teams who have ran the ball admirably and 9 or 8 teams who have not even come close to cracking 3 yards per carry. So they either are elite, or 4.5 yards per carry. And there was an outside chance that Missouri might have been the 4.5 yards per carry, but it wasn't. All right, it wasn't going to be that today or in that football game. For me, guys, it really makes me wonder what Oklahoma might look like next year. I've said this about this team dating back to the preseason. They did not do enough on offense apart from the quarterback position to actually make themselves whole, and they will be soon. I think Eddie Pierre-Louis is going to be really, really good for 3 or 4 years in this conference before he's top 100 offensive lineman drafted, right? I think Michael Fasusi is going to be really, really good at left tackle. He's still very, very young. I didn't think they did enough at wide receiver, particularly at the X position, to really make themselves whole. We know they swung and missed on Jaden Ott, which was a very questionable decision off face value anyways, right? We knew that they had some roster inefficiencies preseason, all right? And also, we knew that schedule was an absolute freaking gauntlet. I think you can find clips of this network and me, this fathead, saying, if they go 8-4, I'll be impressed. Holy hell, look at the back end of the schedule. Guys, they're a game away from LSU, winning against LSU, from being a 10-2 college football playoff team. So I do not want to look past this year and look towards next year. I think that's improper. That's disingenuous to that fan base that's about to load up and get ready for a college football playoff appearance, you would assume, based off their current record and what's ahead of them. But all that being said, John Mateer's still got an extra year. Can you hold on to that defense for 12 months? Can they be as good next year as they are this year? I don't know. But, Lord, I thought losing Danny Stutzman and the Billy Bowman kid last year, I thought, wow, they might take a step back defensively. Nope. They took a step forward. All right, they got better and better and better. And I think that's what Brett's going to do. He's going to have a top 5 defense over there as long as he's there. All they need is offensive pulse. That's all they've ever needed. And the reason I am looking kind of, and I hate to say that, kind of looking past this year. All right, it's great that you are here, and it's awesome, and flowers to Venables, and flowers to the offensive staff, and flowers to everybody. But you are teetering on offensive pulse. You are teetering on it. You are like, I think, 275 yards of total offense this weekend? Like, one of these days in the playoffs, you're going to get nabbed because the offense is going to be beyond having a pulse, and the defense is going to give up 24 points, and you're going to lose 24-14, and that's unfortunate. But next year, that's what I'm saying. Next year, keep the defense intact, get the offense some more weapons, get them some more interior offensive line help, get them a right tackle, get them an X. You might be an 11-1 football team next year. Just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Again, you're a playoff team. Great. Awesome. We all know you're a flawed football team. We all know there is a chronic issue right there, and it's on one half of the ball. Now, can you go get to a semifinal? Yeah. Can you beat Ohio State or Georgia or a team with a pulse offensively on a neutral field? I don't know. I'm not picking you against Notre Dame right now. Does that sound, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm at with them. They are a top 12 team in college football. God forbid they get a pulse next year offensively. They will be incredible. That's the way I feel about Oklahoma. Old Brett with an offensive pulse is a playoff team. Problem is you're teetering on pulse. I mean, that heartbeat is just flickering right about now, midway through November. Hey, we'll take a quick minute to give a shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. What a great time to be here on this network this year, but also a great time to be with our friends over at Sleeper. Go over to Sleeper today, the #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded today. Use promo code Brooks, as you see on the screen, on Sleeper and get 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Boys, as you know, we're about 28 minutes at the time of this ad read from the kickoff of NFL Sunday. So go ahead, run over to Sleeper right now. I'll give you permission to leave the stream actively. Go over to Sleeper, get a play in right quick, and get paid. We appreciate those folks over there at Sleeper. Again, that's promo code Brooks over there on Sleeper.